We are live. What's going on, everyone? How you guys all doing on today's beautiful Thursday? We got a special guest, Miss Amity Word. I think I was actually thinking before we started, I was like, there's a power, and when you weather the storm long enough, there's an opportunity that's going to happen for you. And I think Amity's is a prime example of that specific situation where, because I know for you, Amity, when we first connected, right, us going through the process, you're like, there was a lot of challenges or a lot of difficulties. But there's a power in when you weather the storm long enough, because again, everybody's story is different. But when you weather the storm, you weather the difficult challenges that happen, an opportunity then will present itself, right? And
Yeah.
there's a power as well when you utilize your network, right? Us connecting with each other and a referral as well that can help to enable to land a client. But I'm excited about tonight's training. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. Love it. Love it. Well, kind of explain to everybody who you are and yeah, kind of how you started your copywriting journey.
Okay, so I'm Amity Word, and Word is my real last name. It's funny because people are like, "Are you serious? Is that real?" But yeah, it is. And so my journey is it's extensive. I started out with digital marketing as a digital marketing specialist, and I did that for about 3.5 years, and then decided to branch off into something different. I really felt like something was missing. I wanted to do something on the creative side and really get into the psychological side of things, because I thought, okay, well, I'm in marketing, and I thought, okay, doing this, that I would be able to, be more creative in the writing side. But it turns out I was doing more of like technical stuff and digital
Mm,
marketing and launching campaigns and all of that. And I was like, this is not fun. So I figured getting into copywriting would really allow me to like tell my story, be a storyteller more so, and like really reach people on a different level. So I thought, okay, well, this is something that I think I can do. I'm going to try it. I'm going to take the leap of faith and go for it. Um, so it was a little hard in the beginning because I took a lot of different like copywriting classes, um, tried to look at how to pitch after I took the classes.
yeah,
And it was
yeah.
kind of
I
scary
remember you
because
said
I
that.
was like, I
Yeah,
don't know what to do.
yeah.
I didn't know where to go. I was stuck, after taking
Mm,
classes. I was like, okay, so what do I do now? You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I do remember when we first connected as well, because I think that was like the main problem. You're like, I've taken the courses, like I understand the foundation of copy, but it's the pitching
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was really the biggest problem for you. And
Yeah.
and tell us a little bit more about that. Like, why do you feel like when you were taking the courses, like of course you were getting the information, but why did you feel like you were still stuck? Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Um, a lot of times when I took the courses, it would just focus on like, okay, your portfolio. This is the type of copy you need to get out, and they focus
Yeah.
on like niches and stuff like that. But it was like, okay, now that you have the skill set, what do you do with it? How do you reach people? How do
Hmm.
you get clients? What's the conversation around that? And so I was like knocking my head over a brick trying to figure it out, trying to, on my
Yeah.
own, um, just trying to do research, and piecing it all together was frustrating. I thought, okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe I could do this myself. But then it began to be like, okay, how long is this going to take me if I try to do this research myself and try to piece this together and figure out, okay, I get this conversation from this piece from I look at YouTube, I look at Google,
Yeah.
I do all this research. I'm trying to make a my own format and strategy of how to reach people, and it's like I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
And I think it would have taken me so much longer trying to do it myself through that process.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that. I hear that. And I think that's a powerful thing that you said as well. Like, I'm very big on this line. Like, there's either two ways that you can grow a business, no matter what business route you go, right? Whether you're trying to grow a, digital marketing business, copywriting business, but the two ways that you can do it is either with time or with money.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right. So I know for myself, because I can relate with that as well. Like when I first started my copywriting journey, I was paying with time. I was like, I could try to figure this thing out on my own. I could do everything on my own to, taking courses, taking another course. And within that, like the first 4 months, I only made like $6 utilizing Upwork with what I was told in cold emailing,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I was like, I need to find somebody because I'm
Mhm.
sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So that's when of course, I invest into my coaches as well. But I think there's a power in realizing that, like, of course, like trying to figure it out on your own. Like it's you can do it, but understand that the outcome out of it may take weeks, months, if not years, right? And I
Yeah.
think I think for you hearing that, um, it's yeah, I think like you came to that realization where it's like, I need if you because again, like you were determined to making this happen. You're like, I
Mhm.
need to make this thing work, right? So let
Mhm.
me just find somebody who already paved the path and ultimately start to grow from there.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that was
that's
so
good.
hard to find a program that had everything, like the copy part and the community and,
Yeah,
the piece where you're getting the mentality part of it too. And
yeah,
then now the pitching part, especially that part, it was like that was really missing in a lot of programs.
yeah. And what do you feel like was the biggest problem that you had prior to joining the program?
Um, the biggest thing was just trying to figure out like my next move and like how to like what to say. I didn't know what to say to people.
Mm,
I was really nervous about reaching out to people because I'm not a salesperson. I don't really do
yeah.
sales. I'm better just writing, but that personal face to face kind of thing, I was really nervous about that aspect of it.
Mm, hmm. And that's actually, that's a massive thing that you said as well. Like, because I feel like a lot of people think like, others are like naturally born with sales, like naturally
Yeah.
gifted. But I think for you as well, like you could speak on this as well, like kind of seeing your growth. It's a matter of giving value and ultimately, um, building that relationship with the person on the sales
Mhm.
call. And tell us a little bit more about that. Like what do you feel like helped um really with overcoming that? Because I know that was like the biggest challenge for you with is like what exactly do I say on a call and how do I
Mhm.
pitch? Like what specifically about the program really helped with that?
Yeah, it helped a lot because I tend to overthink and I'm like, okay, do I say it like this or do I?
Yeah,
And so having the program, which really just outlines everything, I needed somebody to hold my hand and tell me what to say.
yeah,
So for the program to be written out the way that it is, you have the scripts there. So now you know what to say. And
yeah,
moving forward, you can kind of like tweak it as you go.
for
And the
sure.
more I did it, the more consistent I was with it, I felt more comfortable. And then I started
Boom.
to be more casual and then I could start to like be myself with it. And that made me feel
Mm.
more confident in, reaching out to people.
I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
And what specifically about the program made you choose this one over, any other program out there?
The pitching part hands down. I was like, "Ah, screw all the rest of it, just get to the pitching." That was the
Love
main
that.
piece for me.
And
Yeah.
and why was that?
Well, because again, I was just stuck. I didn't know how to move forward after
Mm,
gaining the skills. It's like, okay, now how do I get the client? That's the most
yeah,
important piece. So,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And even as well, like, even the fact that you closed this 4K deal, like talk about how you felt on that call. Like I think it'll be extremely powerful for people to hear as well, like how you personally felt from what exactly is it. Because I know you and I had calls
Mhm.
before the call on like, whether it be like practicing together, telling you, hey, Amity, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about like when you were actually in the moment on that call where you just like, hey, my services are XYZ. And
Mhm.
then I know right now you paid more of a retainer. Like it was like $1,500 for a 3 month retainer, which is
Mhm. Yeah.
ultimately a
Yeah.
4K deal. Right.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
tell us a little bit more about that because I think that's powerful. I think that can help people get a perspective when they're jumping on calls, like what exactly do I need to do? How
Mhm.
exactly do I need to act? So tell us a little bit more about
Yeah.
that.
I mean, to have that laid out in front of me on how to conduct the call from, beginning to end,
Yeah,
how to, first do the introduction, how to set the expectation. Okay, like
love
this is
that.
what this meeting is about. And
Love
and
that.
being in control of that meeting is a big deal because, people
Mm,
can go all over the place. And it was just
yep.
the way that the program was laid out just really helped me to stay, I guess, organized with my
Yeah.
questions, organized, and stay on track with why we were in the meeting, and then getting the answers that I needed.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that. And with because I'm guessing you utilize the script.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And do you feel like the script that was laid out for you um really helped you to not only, of course, build a relationship, but ultimately land that deal?
Absolutely. The
Love that.
questions in there are some questions that I probably would not have thought of on my own,
Yeah.
because they really help me to um prompt the person
Yeah.
to get the answers that I'm looking for. So I can
Yeah.
really learn about their business. So it really helped to say, like, for instance, just to ask, things like, why do you need this? Why do you think this is important for
Mm,
you to have for your business? Certain questions that just
mhm.
help me to really dive in and learn more about how I can be a help to them and where I
I
come
love
in
that. I
for
love
their
that. I love
business.
that.
So, yeah, the script
I
really
love
helped
that.
a lot.
I love that. And I think one thing as well, like, of course, like the script is more of a foundation piece,
Mhm.
but I think one big thing that I want to say that I personally believe that helped you to really
Mm,
get this through the door was because you were being you,
mm,
right?
yeah.
So I think one thing that I see with like a lot of people, like, when they're jumping on calls, like, I have to be this XYZ person, I gotta be a whole nother person, I gotta, the nerves just get to you, right? The nerves
Yeah.
get to you.
Yeah.
But I think when you come from a place where it's like, I'm only here to serve and help this person, the mindset perspective changes,
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
right?
And
And do you
I
feel,
kind of just treat
yeah,
them like, I'm a friend. I'm here and to
exactly.
really help you to accomplish your goal. And I really want to see them succeed. And so, when
Yeah,
they succeed, when they win, you win. So,
exactly. Exactly. It's coming from a place of value,
hmm
right? Building that trust, right? Because
hmm
again, I'm always going to say this line: when somebody builds trust with you, especially on the first interaction, you're making it so much easier for when you're looking to close a deal. Boom, you close it, right?
yeah.
And of course, this ultimately led you to close that 4K deal, right? And it was through the referral piece as well. And I think talk a little bit more about the referrals too, like getting a referral to ultimately help you to grow.
Yeah, it's one thing to like, reach out to people, always doing the outbound all the time, but to get a referral is wonderful. It's
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's amazing when you can. If I could just get constant referrals, that would be amazing, and that would be
yeah,
like the name of the game.
yeah,
That's the ideal, is to
for
get as
sure,
many, to continue to do good work, and then to get referrals from the work that you're doing.
for sure.
And then just to have that network, people that because people know people who know people, and
Exactly,
word travels, and I think that's the ultimate and best way um, for the longevity
for
of your
sure.
business.
For sure. And that's ultimately what the process is. It's like, of course, like I do teach the, Facebook concept as well,
Mhm.
but there's nothing wrong with utilizing your network to get a
Yeah,
referral, which is again building relationships.
yeah,
Right. I know, like I'm very big on, hey, go Facebook, go Facebook, go Facebook as well.
yeah.
But the thing is, as well, utilize your relationships, right? Like this is a piece that I don't really talk about a lot, but it is part of, again, getting clients to the door,
Yeah.
utilizing your relationships, because I'm telling you, your relationship with somebody else can lead to something bigger that you just don't know.
Mhm.
Right. And I want to hear more about because again, like even from the beginning as well, like I know you've been in the program for a little while. I want to hear more about, the challenges, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm very big on inspiring other people because I know for you as well, like, you've been in the program for a little while. I
Yeah.
know there has been challenges. Like when people are like, I see Amity closing a $4,000 deal from a
Oh my
referral, like
God.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's inspiring though when you talk about how you weather the storm long enough and an
Mhm.
opportunity came by and then boom, you can now have a paying client who's
Yeah,
paying you on a retainer base.
yeah, yeah. It's like just when you want to quit, you want to stop, you want to give up, and it's just right at that moment, I was like, okay, sometimes you just have to take a break and step away from it and then come back. And in doing that, it's just kind of like, okay, I have to think about, why am I doing this? I want the freedom. I want my time back. I want
Mm,
to be in control of my
love that.
life.
Love that.
So when I think of that, I'm like, okay, this is what you have to do.
Um,
It's like all or nothing. Go for it. And so
yeah.
I'm still like trucking it. And it's been like 4 months now because I think I started in August. So it's been like 4 months. And I was like, I thought that this was going to happen faster. I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to have my client, at least two clients in two
Yeah.
months. It's going to be a piece of cake. And then, just going through the process, I got kind of weary. And I just want to be real about it and be honest that,
Yeah.
it can
Talk
be
about it.
frustrating. I
For
started
sure.
to doubt myself a little bit. Um, and like I said, just when I wanted to give up, then people started like reaching out. I started getting more engagement on my content. I can tell that my writing was becoming better. I was gaining more confidence. So, at the same time, while you're pushing forward, it can be frustrating at times, but at least at the same time, you're also gaining, you're learning, and you're becoming better at it.
Love
And
that.
it just really gives you the confidence to keep going. And the thing is,
Yeah.
just don't stop. Trust the process. That was the problem I had.
Trust
Trusting
the
the
process.
process. Yes. I was
I
like,
told you this. I told you this. I was like, Amity, just trust the process. Just trust the
yeah,
process, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing that I really love that you said is that you had a motivation in the back of your mind,
Mhm,
and whether that be to have more freedom to do XYZ, but that was the thing that moved you forward,
mhm, yeah,
right? And I think it's and we even talked about this in just literally 30 minutes ago in our coaching call where we are talking about, 2024 goals, having the right intentions and utilizing the goals that you have as motivation to keep you pushing forward. I think it's a powerful thing when you focus on, the end outcome and the end goal and what that can lead up to.
absolutely. Yeah.
Right, for sure, for sure. And was there anything specifically about the program that really helped you out? And why was it so effective as well?
Um, Working like the people in the community was a big
Yeah.
deal. Like having, oh my gosh, that support system and people saying, okay, you got this.
Yeah.
When you felt like I'm doing, like you feel alone sometimes, because we're all working from home and doing this, I kind of a little feeling a little isolated. But to be able to go back and like reach out to people and say, how are you doing this, or how are you communicating with this client, and to get
Yeah,
that feedback, to get that support, and to get that extra um like innovative insight from other
for
people
sure.
helped tremendously, because
Love that.
that's what actually helped boost my conversations, make my conversations better, so then I started to
Really?
get more results.
I did
Yeah.
not know that. I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah. So like hearing from other people, taking some notes from some of the things that they were doing that was successful, some things that worked for them. I took
Yeah,
some of that information, tried it, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is working. So
1000%.
yeah, yeah,
1000%. And it's powerful. I feel like as entrepreneurs, like naturally we're lone wolves.
yeah.
But there's a power in when you have a community of people on the same journey as you. It it helps you to continue not only move forward, but it unlocks a new level of confidence within you.
Yeah.
Because if you see like, oh my gosh, XYZ was able to land this client or XYZ was able to do this,
Mhm, mhm.
naturally it makes you evolve as a person.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very, very big on you want to have a community of people on the same journey as you. Whether they're a couple steps ahead of you, whether they're, just starting out, you want to have a community of people that you can, again, mastermind with.
Mhm.
This way you're focused here and you're moving forward as well,
Yeah.
right?
And just learning from like other people's
Yeah,
mistakes too, like, oh, well,
for
it didn't
sure.
work out. And it's like, okay, it gives you a lot of insight.
For sure. And tell us a little bit more about the community because I talk about the community as well because I think that's a massive piece personally to what I believe is um with the program, honestly. Like, of course, like I'm there to, of course, coach, mentor, inspire,
Yeah.
motivate, XYZ, but there's a different level when you have other people in the same journey as you as well. Because I can only do so much. But when
Mhm.
you have other people as well that you can connect with, bond with, other people say you got this, keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
There's power in that.
Yes.
There is a lot of power in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, just feeling that sense of belonging and connection, and that sister and brotherhood. You feel like you have
Yeah.
people who have your back, like we all have each other's back, in this together. So it's helpful. It really is.
Mm, love that. Love that. And based on really everything within the program, what do you feel like has been the number one outcome for you? Was it landing this client? Is it, having more confidence in you, understanding and getting better at sales? Like what was that number one outcome for you?
Ah, okay. So I mean, the outcome is just being able to, the main thing for me was gaining the confidence. Having that everything laid out for me
Love that.
is the biggest piece for me. I mean, there were other coaches, that I talked to previously before you, and it's just that they were, the amount of time that they give you was like, okay, well, it's going to be this big amount of money for only 30 minutes of a conversation. I'm like, well, what
Mm,
about when I need your help? What about when something
yeah.
comes up? What about if I'm dealing with a particular issue with the client? The beautiful thing I love is that with your support, you're there. Like you're there all the time. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you manage
Yeah.
everything, but and then you're also make yourself available so that we
Yeah.
can just, book a call with you anytime we need to, have a conversation, whether it's about the client or whether it's for you to just kind of critique a piece of copy, and being able to critique that copy. That is like $1 million thing. Like it's worth it's worth everything just to have somebody there, like in your back pocket, that you can go to and say, hey, let's look at this copy. And that has really helped me to be a better writer. Like that in itself has really helped me to um just become better and better in my writing, and giving
That.
me the confidence that I need. Because when I have those days when you actually don't have much to tell me, I'm like, oh, yay, he didn't critique a lot.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
making me feel like, okay, I'm growing.
Yeah.
I'm becoming the copywriter I've trying to be. So
Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah. It's and that's the biggest thing as well. I think when you have the right support
yeah.
behind you, like it makes things flow so much easier, right? And talk a little bit more about that critique as well, because I know even like as well, like with other clients as well, going over the copy critique, like talk about how that's helped you to improve and really, level up your confidence as well.
Just like I have, just writing the samples all the time. Sometimes it's like it can be, you can get stuck, and you're like, okay, so how do I get past, this framework
Yeah.
of copy? You have the formula there, but at the same time, it
Yeah.
takes that extra boost of creativity, and then like there are just areas in your writing where you're gonna be stuck, and you're like, well, how do I overcome it? And just to have you there to help us get over that hump,
Yeah.
as you're writing is tremendous.
Love
Mhm.
that. Love that. Love that. And do you feel like your life has this, I would say this program has had an impact
Mhm.
to your life in some way?
Yes, this is copywriting is a game changer because it's a tool. It's a tool that I'm going to use. It's a skill set that I can have like forever, no matter which direction I
Yeah.
decide to take my business or businesses in the future.
Yeah.
I plan, as we talked, I plan to have a fitness coaching business as well. And I believe that
Yeah.
this skill set is going to help me even in that, to
I love
reach
that.
people and to be able to speak to them on their level, and
I love
touch
that.
their pain points and be able to talk to them. So I think, yeah, this is definitely a great tool to have.
I love that. And I think that's so massive right there that you just said. It's so powerful because what a lot of people kind of, like when they go to copy, they're like, yeah, of course, like you want to grow business side and understand the skills, but you can leverage this for future businesses. And I know that was like a massive piece for you, Amity, why you even started this, right? Because you, of course, like the end goal is to have the fitness coaching business. And we've had conversations about this before, but right now what your focus is, it's like, hey, I want to utilize this skill, understand it to a T, make money out of it, and
Yeah.
then transition that into the fitness coaching business, which is the end goal, which is the long term goal as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And tell us a little bit more about that concept as well about utilizing this skill set for future endeavors, like future yeah, like future businesses as well.
Well, my main motivation was to have a way, a tool, a skill that I could use where I can make money and
Yeah.
do it where I'm not having to work full time. So I'm not having to trade all of my time just to make
Mm,
income. And
hmm.
that was one of the main pieces because I want to spend that the rest of that other time really working on my passion.
Yeah.
Um, and this is a tool to allow me to fulfill that passion.
Love that. Love that. Love that. And where do you feel like you would be right now? Like if we were to rewind back
Uh-huh.
to when I was like, hey, Amity, this is exactly what the program is. Here's exactly what you're gonna get. Where do you feel like you would be right now if you decided not to take action in that moment that you're joining the program?
I started to look at Upwork and I was like,
Yeah.
this is not the way to go. But I feel like I probably just be, applying for jobs, trying to get
Mm,
those two part-time jobs or trying to get two W-2s or something like that, just to,
yeah.
stay afloat, and it probably
Yeah.
would have taken longer. I'm going a longer route because to have the job, to have a 9 to 5, and then to try to pursue the copywriting just to get to the other part of the business is just a lot
Yeah.
of a process. So I wanted
For
to just
sure.
cut that big piece out and go straight into, getting clients for my copywriting business.
Love that. Love that. And that's a massive piece right there as well. Like I think like for you, like it's inspiring to see what can happen when you burn the boats and you go all into something, right? And like I mentioned before, like you weathered the storm long enough for you to get the fruitation, and get the fruits of your labor, right? From the challenges, the obstacles that happened, you weathered the storm long enough through difficult times where people probably weren't responding to your messages. You sending requests, you posting content XYZ, but there's a power in when you're focused on doing something and you again do it for a long period of time, eventually an outcome will come, right? Or an opportunity will come, right? And for you, it was a referral,
Mhm.
right? But still, you still put the fruits in your labor for something. Oh, for, for, for something to happen, right? So it's a massive piece. And again, everyone, like the game that we're all playing here, utilize your whether it be your network as well. And I don't talk about this often, but this is still part of again growing.
Mhm.
Utilize networks, get referrals, and utilize these things as ways to grow, right? Like for Amity, she utilized the referrals for her to eventually close this 4K deal, right? So utilize referrals. Like referrals can do massive pieces to the growth of the business. And it's inspiring, like I mentioned before, when you go all into something and you don't look back. And although there's difficult times that do happen, do occur, an opportunity will present itself when it's the right time,
Mhm. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It will.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And where do you think I mean with everything as well, like if there is someone right now who is on the fence right now of like, joining the program, booking a free call with me, what exactly would you tell that one person?
Take the leap of faith, because at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. You don't want to look back and say, I wish, what would have happened if I tried? What would have happened if I gave it a good shot?
Mm,
So take the leap, give it a shot. You can't lose there, and then keep trucking forward with it. Yeah, eventually it's going to all work out. You're going to be where you want to be, you know,
love that. Love
just one
that. Love
step at
that.
a time.
It's all about trusting the process. All
Yeah.
about trusting the
Yeah.
process. Well, everyone that is watching this right now, I know we got 7 viewers. Show some love for Amity. She was able to enroll a 4K deal through, of course, retainer. It was more like $1,500, but ultimately a 4K deal, which is massive. Show some love for her. But talk to me, Amity. How you feeling after today's interview?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident,
Good.
and now I'm ready
Yeah.
to like take on some more clients.
Good, good. I know you have the first writing piece
Yeah,
next week with that client.
yeah.
I think that's pretty exciting. Talk to me a little bit more about that. I wanna hear
Um,
exactly how you feel. Yeah,
yeah, I mean the conversation went well. I think it's important too that when you have your a client that you have a person that is in alignment with your values because then you're able to speak to that and write
yeah.
really significantly better because it's something that you also value. So I think like with this particular client, I'm Christian, he's Christian, he's right a Christian based business. So it just actually works out with, what I
Love that.
stand for and everything. I was like, oh yes, I definitely write about this.
I love that. I
So
love
I'm
that.
loving that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this opportunity.
Love that. Love that. You even had your kickoff call as well,
Yeah.
which I think is really exciting. Like, so for those of you that don't know what a kickoff call is, so what I always teach and recommend for my clients is to do a kickoff call with their personal clients. This way, they have like a 90-minute kickoff call where they understand the person's business, their story, their brand, their why they created the business, all the other things as well. This way, when you're writing your copy, you have a clear foundation on what the business owner and client is, right? So yeah, talk to us a little bit more about that kickoff call as well.
So it was pretty extensive. He was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes because we have
Yeah,
so much to cover." And just like you
for
said,
sure.
you want to get to know their audience, you want the background information, you want to know like their story, what gave them the passion to start this, what infused them to move forward with the business. It kind of gives you a lot of insight. So now you can like
Yeah,
speak, from the heart, maybe more so when you're writing.
exactly.
So it's good. It was a good call.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, there's a power in the kickoff call because I'm telling you, it just sets the foundation of what you'll be writing about, and it builds a better relationship with you and your client as
Yeah.
well. Like even when you plan on doing your one-on-one calls with the client, like it's gonna be I know for myself when I used to do those, it built better relationships and it led to more referrals because I built a relationship with the client, right?
Hmm.
So I think the biggest thing with you and this client is, I already know you can write. Like you already have the skills, so I already know you can produce really good results for this person. The next step right after is leveraging him as to get more referrals,
So
right?
I'm
Like
excited
I
for that.
Yeah, 1000%, 1000%. Especially with his network as well. Like it's
Yeah.
a massive network of people. So I know when you do, because I already know you are, I already know when you do get this person really good results, the referral piece is gonna come.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
And I
referral
love
piece is
your
gonna come.
confidence in me. Because
I
it could be nervous, in the
I
beginning. So
know. I know, but I know what you can produce. I know your work ethic. I know your determination. So I already know you're gonna produce some really good results. You're gonna be happy with your work as well.
yeah, for sure. For
All
sure.
right. Cool. 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 Well, show some love for Amity, guys. She was able to enroll a 4K client. But yeah, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, please write them down in the comment section. I hope this inspired you this interview. It's again, like I mentioned before, it's when you weather the storm long enough, guys, I'm telling you, and you do the right things, eventually an opportunity is going to present itself. Plus, I know for Amity as well, like having that support and everything as well, has helped her. But it's there's a massive piece as well when you go through again go through challenges, go through difficult times, and eventually through the light of the at the end of the tunnel, an opportunity will present itself, and you just got to take the action to do it.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
For
it.
sure. For sure. Cool. Well, Amity, I'm gonna message you right after. But yeah, let's continue crushing it. 2024 is literally right around the corner, which is crazy.
Mhm.
And I know I spoke about this in our coaching call before. It's like now what you're in the process of doing with this client, and for everybody else that's watching this, you're building momentum right now. The seeds that you're planting right now is for 2024. So for you, Amity, the seed that you're planting right now to build momentum is planting the right seeds for this client, as
Yeah.
in writing really good copy for him, making
Hmm.
sure he's happy with the work, he's happy with your work, making sure you're doing the things that you have to do. You're planting the seeds to build momentum to land a referral by simply asking him, which is the momentum that you're building,
Hmm.
right? And for everybody else as well, plant the seeds today to make sure 2024 is your year, right? Like it's yeah, I was talking about this in our coaching call as well just now. Like right now is really the time where you need to focus on what do I need to do that's required for me to make 2024 the year. And when you do that, you do the things that's required of you. You do the right things, and making sure as well you get some form of critique as you're going along your journey. I'm telling you, you'll be golden. You'll be golden as well. All right. So again, everyone, have yourself a blessed one. Amity, I'll message you right after. And
All right.
yeah, let's crush it for 2024.
Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
bye.
We'll chat soon. Bye bye.